Honorable Shakafuswa, Vice Chair. Okay, thank you so much. All right, it happens. Those are technological issues. Thank you so much. CS, where is Director of Finance?
Thank you very much, Chair. Director of Finance recently reported just on Monday. He came from Shangombo Town Council. So we thought probably it was too early for him to appear because of the matters that were discussed, being discussed for 2023.
Okay, so
we come with the former Director of Finance, who was the Director of Finance during that period, January to December 2023, as well as the accountant who has been acting for administrative convenience during that period. Thank you.
All right, so it therefore then means that you are equal to the task, Namwara Town Council. We now give you an opportunity to go through your memorandum. CS, as you know, this session is a matter of you, it has got two parts. The first one is a matter of you reading out your memorandum before the committee, and after that we go into another segment of points of clarifications. Do you have any amendments with you that you wish to put on the table before the committee?
Certainly, Chair. We have before us an addendum. I don't know if they've already circulated. With your permission, we humbly request that we
Okay, Secretariat will come and collect them.
Thank you. With that, Chair, maybe I beg to proceed.
You can proceed, thank you.
I'll go straight into the cause for query. That is the management response. Cause for query. Management acknowledges the auditor's observations, that is on page 2, and wishes to submit that this was due to urgent undertakings that arose in the year under review that caused the need for the use of cash to facilitate the required assignment, as the banking system at the time was not active with regards internet banking. Action taken. Management wishes to report that the account has been activated on the online platform and the clearing time of payments has significantly reduced, thereby accommodating urgent assignments as they arise. Remedial measures, Chair. Management will ensure that payments are made through beneficiaries' bank accounts as evidenced in Appendix A. Under appendices on budget funding and expenditure, cause for the query. Management wishes to acknowledge the observations raised by auditors and would like to submit that the shortfall in receiving the full budgeted funding was due to the ministry withholding funds intended for the construction of Chief's Palace in Muchila and the insurance of the CDF motor vehicle. Further, the balance on the 2023 CDF funding against expenditure relates to CDF programs that were ongoing at the year end. Action taken. Management wishes to report that a reconciliation of the 2023 CDF performance was undertaken and the results were shown in the table below, but I beg to go to the totals where we had a total of 27 million unspent. Expenditures as at 2023 was 13,796,000 and the balance at the year end of 2023 was at 13,464,915. Expenditure to date, Chair, we've spent all that was that remained as balance as at 31st December 2023. Remedial measures. Management shall continue to ensure that all the allocated funds on the CDF components are spent within the financial year. This is evidence at Appendix D. Then on Appendix 1.1, retained for Chief's Palaces, management's response, cause for the query. Management wishes to acknowledge the observations raised by auditors and would like to submit that this was attributed to the delay in the construction of the new palace at Chief Mujila's palace, which was ongoing at the time of audit. Action taken. Management wishes to submit that the construction of the Chief's Palace is one of the projects being implemented centrally by the Ministry of Local Government and Road Development, and currently the project is at 67% completion. This is evidence as Appendix C. Remedial measures, Chair. Management will continue working closely with the Ministry of Local Government and Rural Development on projects that are being implemented centrally. On Appendix 2, on total unspent funds, cause for query, management wishes to acknowledge the observations raised by auditors and would like to submit that the failure to fully spend the funds received was due to receipt of funds in the fourth quarter of 2023. Action taken. Management wishes to report that a reconciliation of the 2023-2022 CDF performance was undertaken and the results are as shown in the table. And again, I beg to speak to the totals. The balance put forward was 19 million, and the expenditure for 2023 sat at 26,317,000, and the balance as at 31st December 2023 was 20,154,802. Expenditure to debt, Chair, we've spent the whole 20,154,802, as evidence in Appendix D. Remedial measures, Chair, management will ensure to implement projects within the financial year. Appendix 2.1, unspent funds for community projects. Cause for the query, management wishes to acknowledge the observations raised by auditors and would like to submit that a balance on the 2023 CDF funding against expenditure relates to community projects that were ongoing at the year end. This, Chair, has been replaced and amended in the addendum. I don't know if I can go through the addendum on the same matter.
No, it's fine. You can proceed.
Thank you very much, Chair. So the cause for query, as outlined in the addendum, is that management wishes to acknowledge the observations raised by the auditors and would like to submit that at a time of audit, the unspent funds were for the procurement of earth-moving equipment, which were not yet procured. Then action taken, Chair, is that management wishes to submit that the earth-moving equipments have since been procured. Permission to revert to the main report. On the remedial measures, Chair, management will ensure to implement projects within the financial year. On Appendix 2.2, unspent funds empowerment grants. Cause for query, management wishes to acknowledge the observations raised by auditors and would like to submit that over expenditure of 177,258 is from the balance brought forward from the 2022 CDF funding on empowerment grants. Action taken. Management wishes to report that a reconciliation of the 2023 empowerment grants was undertaken and the results are shown in the table below. So, Chair, the fund was 2,151,000, and the expenditure to debt is at 0. We've spent all that was allocated to this component under CDF 2023. This is referred to Appendix D in the additional addendum as opposed to Appendix B. Then, Chair, remedial measures. Management will ensure that funds are spent within the budget allocation for the financial year. On Appendix 2.3, unspent funds empowerment grants. Cause for the query, management wishes to acknowledge the observations raised by auditors and would like to submit that over expenditure. This looks like the same. Sorry, Chair, this is a repetition. I beg
Yes, it is a repetition.
I beg to make progress to the next item.
Yes.
On page 9, Appendix 2.4, secondary.
That one, I'm told you resolved it with the auditor.
Thank you very much, Chair.
Yes, we can go to the next one.
The next one,
Appendix 2.5.
2.5, Chair, unspent funds, administrative costs. Management response. Cause for the query. Management wishes to acknowledge observations raised by auditors and would like to submit that the over-expenditure was as a result of the unspent balance from 2021 and 2022 administrative component. Action taken. Management wishes to submit that a reconciliation of the 2023 admin costs were undertaken and the results are as shown in the table below. So the fund for admin costs was 1,415,695 and the expenditure was the same, meaning to date we are at zero. Remedial measures, Chair. Management will ensure that funds are spent within the budget allocation for the financial year. On Appendix 3, 2022 community projects. Cause for the query. Management wishes to acknowledge the observations raised by auditors and would like to submit that the 2022 community projects were implemented and completed in 2023. Action taken. Management wishes to state that it will endeavor to complete projects within the financial year. Remedial measures, Chair. Management will still continue, or rather will ensure that the community-based projects are implemented within the financial year. This is as shown in Appendix B in terms of the evidence. Appendix 4 on page 11, 2023 community projects. Cause for the query. Management wishes to acknowledge the observations raised by auditors and would like to submit that at the time of the audit, 3 projects were being implemented centrally and 6 were under procurement. Action taken. Management wishes to submit that 8 out of the 10 projects have been completed except for the 2 projects which are being implemented centrally and works are still ongoing. Remedial measures. Management will continue working closely with the Ministry of Local Government and Rural Development on projects that are being implemented centrally. Appendix 5 on the analysis of performance, youth, women and community grants. Cause for the query. Management wishes to acknowledge the observations raised by auditors and would like to submit that the 10 applications, which translates to 11% of the total application, did not meet the requirements. Action taken. Management wishes to report that a reconciliation of the 2023 youth, women and community grants was undertaken and the results as are shown in the table below. So in terms of funding, we had a balance brought forward of 496,000 and the expenditure as at 2023 was at 2,323,000 kwacha, and to date we have spent 320. Balance is nil. Further, management wishes to submit that sensitization meetings were held with the beneficiaries in order to attain 100% approval rate in subsequent endeavors. Remedial measures, Chair. Management will ensure that funds are spent within the budget allocation for the financial year. Appendix 8 on page 12 of the main report. Performance analysis, that is soft loans. Cause for the query. Management wishes to acknowledge the observations raised by auditors and would like to submit that the low approval rate was attributed to applicants not meeting the set criteria by the bank. Action taken. Management wishes to report that a reconciliation of the 2023 soft loans was undertaken and the results are as shown in the table. The balance brought forward was 2,929,800 and the expenditure to debt is 2,418,000. The expenditure for 2023 was 3,739,510 and the balance is nil. Further, management wishes to submit that the applicants who did not meet criteria were engaged and had their applications resubmitted and approved. Remedial measures. Management will ensure that prospective beneficiaries receive comprehensive orientation on the necessary information to effectively assess and utilize the loans and will closely work with the banks to ensure that applicants meet the set criteria. On page 13, Chair, failure to recover loans. Cause for the query. Management wishes to acknowledge the observations raised by auditors and would like to submit that at the time of the audit, 19 out of 21 beneficiaries had failed to honor their loan obligations. Action taken. Management wishes to submit that engagements with beneficiaries were done and warning letters were issued and recoveries are ongoing. Remedial measures. Management will continue engaging the beneficiaries and to work closely with the bank. Appendix 10, secondary boarding and skills development bursaries. Is it the same one? Cost for the query. Management wishes to acknowledge the observations raised by auditors and wishes to submit that at the time of audit, 681 skilled students had graduated and 54 secondary school pupils had completed their education. The remaining students and pupils were still continuing with their education according to the program duration. Action taken. Management wishes to report that a reconciliation of 2023-2022 CDF performance was undertaken and the results are as shown. Then further, management wishes to submit that students under sponsorship are being paid for. Management will continue as a remedy measure, continue paying for students and pupils who have not yet completed their studies. Therefore, Chair, this marks the end of our submission as Namala Town Council on the audit queries for year ended 31st December 2023. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much for your presentation, Namala Town Council. We now enter into a segment of points of clarifications, but I would just like us to first go on a health break. We just suspend business for 10 minutes, health break. Then we'll come back and continue with our session. At this time, I just wish to withdraw the immunity that I vested on you, so that even when you go on a health break, you go on your own. Thank you so much. We can break off.
Moments in our lives that live forever. Moments like witnessing the thunderous call of a natural wonder, or experiencing the roar of the wilderness as its residents come to life, and the lively slither of a river teeming with untamed wildlife. There are moments in our lives that live forever. Moments like experiencing the adrenaline rush of close encounters with nature's thrills. The exquisite indulgence of luxurious trees kissed by the radiance of the African sky. rhythmic movement of a people in celebration, whose tranquility and peace touch the hearts of those they encounter. There are moments in our lives that live forever. Many of them begin here. Zambia, one destination, a million adventures. Zambia, let's explore. Breathtaking and thrilling. Visit Livingston City for pure adrenaline and fun. Let its thrills and spills inspire you. Livingston features arguably the best sunset views in the world. Memorable game viewing adventures in the small but well-stocked Motiotunya National Park, where you can see the rare white rhino. Experience the best of Zambia's rich culture and history at the Livingston Museum, or through visual and performing arts, food and folklore at the Bonfire by Night. And to crown them all, the awesome, majestic, mighty Victoria Falls, one of the 7 natural wonders of the world, known in local language as Motiotunya, the smoke that thunders. A visit to Livingston is incomplete if it does not include this world-famous icon. Some call it Zambia, but we call it home. One Zambia, one destination, limitless exploring. Zambia, let's explore.
It's a land where every person is born free. And it's a land of peace, of love and unity. This land, Zambia, land of the strong, home of the brave. Our land, Zambia, free men we stand. What does bring more to share? This land, Zambia, land of the strong, home of the brave. Our land, Zambia, free men we stand. In this land, who will believe the better days are surely coming, and I believe that we can make it through the night if we lay pride aside, put trust in God.